Hello, families. I wanted to just do a few things to help us out with the virtual learning. Just a few hints I wanted to put out there. First, I need to introduce myself. I'm Lonnie Myers. If I haven't caught you in the car line or been able to talk to you yet on the phone, I am so very pleased to be teaching your first grader this year. And even though it's a strange year, it's a year, and we are going to have fun this year. We're going to make relationships, and we're going to do some learning along the way too. So, some of that, I just want to give you some hints about how our day goes and then how your virtual learning day should be going. First thing I want to let you to know that first grade has their specials that begin at 7:45 in the morning. So, which is the very first thing. So when we go, there is a 7:40 warning bell that just lets you know that you've got 5 minutes to get to class on time. And that's the time I line up the class and we will start heading out the door so we can make it to our related arts or specials class by 7:45. In there, they will be doing the pledge and they will be doing the announcements from the office at that time. So if your child's like, I'm late, they're not really late, but if you can kind of make it where they're here by 7:40 in the morning, that will make their morning start off just a little bit better. All right. Uh, Things they need to bring back every day, of course, are their Chromebook. You can leave the charger at home, and please make sure that it gets charged the night before so we don't run into any snafus there. We need our water bottle every day. They need a snack every day. They need their whiteboard, their marker that I've given them. I've saved all the markers. I will be giving them out as the year progresses. And then I cleaned out my daughter's bedroom. She's all grown up and she doesn't need these little socks anymore. So they are clean. Yes, they are well loved and worn, but they are clean and they make wonderful erasers for the dry erase boards. So, now talking about the grid, when I have given you an assignment or given the children an assignment for you to monitor and tell them to write their letters on the large grid, this is their dry erase board, okay? And it has two sides to it. This is the small grid where they can write words, sentences, their name, and on the back side is the large grid. Now, we do foundations, which part of foundations in kindergarten and in first grade is learning our letters and sounds. And then we're going to do a lot with it this year, but it's also how to write the letter. So, doing that, we have different lines that are marked. This one right up here is the skyline. This is our plane line. This is the grass line, which you would know is your bottom line. Then we have the worm line for all of those that might hang low, like your G's and your Y's and your J's, that kind of thing. So when we're learning letters, we are going to learn them their name, such as M. We're going to learn the key word that helps them remember how to say that, which is man. And then we will do the sound, mm. And when we do that, most of our um, letters are lowercase are start on the plain line. Now, proper writing is to hold the pen, you do a pinch and then let it roll down. Well, that was big. Do the pinch and let it roll down and sit right here. And they start on the plain line if it's a plain line letter, such as M. So let's see if I can do this as I'm holding it. So we'll start from the top and go bottom. Please don't allow your child to start at the bottom and go to the top. That's just not proper writing, and we go top down. So, and that's numbers also. We'll start with the M, we go straight down, we come back up and trace, do one hump, down to the grass line, back up to the plain line, do our hump in there. So when I've asked the children to write their letters on the large grid, this is how it should be. You can write it one time, and then the other letter that day was N. If I've given a letter that is a skyline letter, that means it starts way up here at the top and it goes to the grass line, such as we had the letter B. So in that case, I would start at the skyline, which is right here, the clouds and the sun in the sky, and go all the way down to the grass line, move it up and around, make that belly on that B, and back down. So, and make sure that B, and it'll be D later, will fill in that full space right there. All right. Now, when I've asked them to do something like such as write their name on the small grid, they will be doing that, but pay attention to the lines. We have skyline, we have plain line, grass line, worm line, and then we have that going two more times down through there. So I would write my name using those lines, a finger space between the first and the last name. Here's an example of when you would use the worm line. And all of our letters start top and go down. E is a tricky one, kind of in the middle of those two lines of the plain line and the grass line, and curves up and around like that. Okay, so that's the writing grid. That's how it goes. The other thing that we use quite a bit is our 10 frame. So we use these magnet boards, really cool, and counters in the classroom. Now, let me tell you some things about this. Um, this is also, we do it a certain way, and that helps the children with remembering, with subitizing, which means I can look at a pattern and I know automatically how much is there without actually having to count them all. So when we do it, we keep our red together and we keep our yellow together. So if I'm going to fill this one in, I start at the top left and I go across. And I will be filling in the 10 frame, and it has to go just like you're reading from a left to right format. And you're going to fill it all the way up. Now, going all the way across. Then we come back and start here again. Don't come here and come back. We're going to start here again. Eventually, the children are going to see this and go, oh, this is 5. Oops. I know this is 5, and then I can count on 6, 7. When you want to do two numbers to build two add-ins to build the number, you change it over to the yellow, and then everything after that stays yellow. This is what I mean by keeping the colors together and filling in the top grid before you go to, or the top row before you go to the bottom row. So eventually they're going to go, oh, that's 5, 6, 7. So I have 7. Plus my yellow ones, I have 1, 2, 3. And look, I filled up the entire 10 frame. So that makes 10. So that's our format on that. If you're making another number, thumbs up, such as 9, you've got your 7, 5, 6, 7, and then plus the 2 make the 9. And when I've asked you to do it in a different way, make it show two different ways how to do it, you can just flip some of these over, but don't go this way because that should be red because that's where we started. So we would come back and go like that way. Then I have my 4 and my 5 that way. Okay? Now, when you see them, I know some of our work has been like this. We've got the 2 this way. You're following the same idea. You want to go this way, just go top to bottom, and you want to fill in the whole 5 before you move to the next row. So if I'm going to change to yellow there, that's okay. So I've gone my whole 5, 6, 7. So I know that that's 7. But then when I've made it, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 backwards, and plus 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then if I were to do it again, I can do it on this one, and I'm going to go down and then fill on that side too. All right. So those are a few hints and a few things. If I've sent work back and tried to explain it, I may not have done a good job. It's easier to show than it is to type it out, especially individually. So if you have any other trouble or any problems or any other questions you have, you can contact me on Seesaw. That's fine. If you want to send me a message, it's best to send it to me with the messages tab. It looks like two talk bubbles. And then when you're submitting work, you can do that through the notes or through the Seesaw activities. It's automatically submitted, and I find it. So, everybody, this is Friday when I'm recording it. So, I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. Oh, and we have reading logs that have gone home this week. Start signing those. And when they return them filled up, reading at least 20 minutes every day, then, or you're reading to them, then they're going to get a fun little prize from me. So, Great to meet everybody.